Amazing. A very good evening to you, our lovely viewers. Welcome back to yet another segment of the Environmental Dialogue right here on UC TV. Today I'm particularly very excited because I am embracing gender equality. Imagine having a gentleman and a lady together with you on a show. I think that's my contribution to gender equality when it comes to SDG number 5, which is about gender equality. So with me in studio are amazing, lovely youths, and we are always spearheading the role of youths within impacting our environment and communities. So with me in studio is yet again the lovely Queen Latifah, okay, and another gentleman called Desire. In a few, we are going to get to know more about what they do, what they're interested in. But to give you a highlight into what our theme for today is going to be these amazing people. So before we get into it, right straight to it, let's have an introduction from Desire and Latifah.
Well, thank you, Patience, for this opportunity. My name is Taiba Desire, a student as well as part of the TDELF team. That is the Newell Debate and Literary Phronesis, a youth-led organization that aims at giving a platform to these youth to tackle some certain aspects in society that are leading us. So with this, we feel that, yes, we are indeed in the right place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Desire. Quite an insight into what you do. Yes, over to you, Queen Latifah.
Thank you very much, Patience. Okay, my name is Queen Latifah Hatim, and very passionate about the environment. I'm a member of Youth Go Green, as well as a passionate innovator.
Wow, so many concepts to really understand. Youth Go Green, you're an engineer, and Desire over here is so much into, what did you call it? TLF?
The Newell
Debate
and Literary Phronesis. Yes.
Okay. Amazing. So in today's segment and session, we are going to be looking at the importance of protecting water catchment areas. And to take us deep and deeper into what water catchment areas are my amazing panelists. So we are going to dissect and define what water catchment areas are. And I'd like Desire to give us an insight into what a water catchment area is.
Thank you very much, Patience. A water catchment area is a space of land that is filled with water. It is basically, those are areas that are basically around water bodies such as lakes and rivers. So when you're talking about water catchment areas, it is that space of land that actually has water.
Oh,
yes, please.
Amazing.
Yes, please.
Amazing. And that means we are talking about rivers, we are talking about lakes, we are talking about oceans, swamps.
Yes,
amazing.
Exactly.
Creeks as well. So Latifah, what would you have to say about the water catchment areas? Do you perhaps live next to a lake and you are just at a seashore and you're looking at water? What's your idea? What do you know about the water catchment area?
As Desire explained, I agree with him. A water catchment area, in my definition, it's also an area of land that collects water, right? And it's also very influential in the hydrological cycle. The hydrological cycle is the process by which we receive rainfall. So if we don't protect them well, that means it's going to affect the rainfall patterns, right? The rainfall patterns that we get.
Exactly. And that means these are very crucial in promoting and preserving our ecosystem.
Exactly.
So my other area of involvement and interaction would definitely be where are these areas, examples of these areas, and what challenges are being experienced by these water catchment areas?
Well, if you're looking at such areas, as you've stated, we have areas such as, particularly in Western Uganda, we have many waterlogged areas.
Okay.
We have places in central Uganda, such as Waise. So basically, any area that is waterlogged, we tend to term them as water catchment areas.
Yes.
It's because they hold water. That is the essence of catchment. So when you're looking at it, we tend to see areas that hold
Water.
So once we're looking at these challenges that these water catchment areas are facing, we're looking basically at one of those: ignorance.
Okay.
Ignorance by the general population. We have human pressure or human settlement pressure, seeing that the high population is tending to bring more people to encroach, I may use the term encroach, on these water catchment areas such as swamps. So this in its essence is bringing out flooding due to the encroachment on the water catchment areas.
Yes.
I think you've really come to think of it, come to hear of it, especially in the areas of Boise. Whenever there is heavy rainfall, we tend to see Boise very heavily flooded.
Yes.
Why is it? Because there is high population there. People are massively encountering those areas. So we look at that challenge as basic of it. But then when you're looking at all these various challenges, we tend to see a challenge of ignorance as our root cause. In my own opinion, I think ignorance. Let's take a case in the organization that I do part in, TDL, or the Annual Debate and Literally Renaissance. It is a youth-based organization that partakes in debate. Debate is, in short, an argument between people on a certain topic. So we are looking at these youth that we are encountering. They lack the basic information about wetlands, their causes, and perhaps the solutions that are in it regarding water catchment areas. Yes,
Actually,
please.
to add on his point, people actually don't know that some people are not educated about the importance of wetlands and swamps. Maybe that's why they maybe don't see the importance of protecting them. Because these swamps act as natural water purification systems.
Okay.
Right? If they're not protected well, that means that water is going to end up in the water bodies, contaminate the water, and increase the water treatment costs at the treatment plant. Exactly. And also these wetlands and swamps help in flood mitigation. They act as natural sponges. So every time like the rainfall is high, right? This the cover rises up to accommodate more water, so that it prevents the spilling of water in the surrounding areas. So as he said, the ignorance, and people need to be educated about the importance of protecting these wetlands and ecosystems first of all. So if people know the importance, they will know how to protect them. Exactly.
Okay, well,
And
yes, please.
to add more on that, there is something that Albert Tennyson once said, that knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers. What do I mean through what she has said, or through my point of ignorance? In that we tend to see things when they come, but when we are well versed with it, that is wisdom. We have it, meaning we have a long-term evaluation of these aspects of the effects of wasting, the effects of encroaching, of degrading wetlands. So in the long run, if we know the causes of wetland degradation, we may actually get a sustainable approach towards protecting wetlands, thus getting the importance of fulfilling its essence, its importance of the wetland catchment, water catchment areas. Sorry. Yes, please.
Yes, we've looked at different aspects. We've looked at flooding. We've also looked at the effect that populations have on these water catchment areas. We can also look at the poor drainage systems that rotate around. So what do you think is the biggest effect when it comes to worsening the situation when it comes to water catchment areas?
I think when you look at the effects of water catchment areas, we have climate change in itself. It's a broad aspect, but when you try to break it down, there is flooding, there is drought. All these aspects tend to come in, and they're affecting on a broader case, in that we have things that are reliant on water catchment areas. Let's say, for instance, water catchment areas are habitats for some wild animal species.
Ecosystem.
You get? So once we degrade these wetland areas, we are actually making these making life hard and actually destroying these species that are there.
Yes.
They are breeding areas for various species. So when you look at it, we look also at this wetland degradation. In short, we're looking at it affecting various sectors. You know, let's take in case Uganda is a country. It's a developing country, right?
Yeah.
So once we're developing, we need various sectors to come together. So the moment we are degrading wetlands, or draining those wetland catchment areas, we're actually saying that no, we are going to affect all the other sectors. Taking point tourism, taking point the health sector, taking point the work sector. Because now when we look at poor drainage, now you look at the roads being destroyed.
Exactly.
When you look at these species getting destroyed, becoming less and less, we are affecting that tourism sector, and all these together, and actually even the agriculture sector, which is one of the main boosters of Uganda's economy. So once we are really going to degrade that, we really need to put out a force, or really need to come up with a solution that will really protect our water catchment areas. Yes, please. Yes.
I think I would like to pose this question to you, Queen Latifah. When it comes to, you talked about urbanization, but what effect does urbanization have on the quality of water that we get? Because you did mention that the swamps will act as a sponge, and they are able to produce clean water. Okay? So what do you think has the role of urbanization been towards reducing the quality of water that we are able to get from these water catchment areas?
Urbanization has actually posed a big problem when it comes to water quality, because urbanization involves the construction of the built environment. These are industries, commercial buildings, and as well as increased population, right? So this means that increased urbanization reduces the space in the cities. So people are forced to encroach on wetlands, right? That forces them to encroach on wetlands because there is what? There is less space in the city. So therefore there's need for improved urban planning, right? So that we can cope with this change, this climate change, as well as the increased population. Yeah.
Exactly.
And
yes, please.
Sorry, to chip in from what she said, we really look at the fact that what she's saying, having a long-term plan for these urban areas, that also stems from the essence of wisdom. That means we have that knowledge that comes with knowing, that comes with looking further than we are right now, looking at the policies we may ensure to make sure that these wetlands are protected, and we fully bring out the importance of wetlands. So yes, basically yes.
Okay. Yes, and I think this is one area of concern, because as you did mention earlier, it's an ecosystem. What you do affects the other and the rest. So I want us to delve deeper into what the contribution of agriculture and deforestation could be when it comes to improving or sustaining our catchment areas, because we cannot talk about agriculture without necessarily getting deeper into how it entangles with our water catchment areas. So I'd like to know, and I believe our viewers would like to know, how do the two relate? How does, let's say, the emissions or the outcomes of agriculture and deforestation, how do they get into affecting our water catchment areas?
For that, now let's say the deforestation, right? Deforestation greatly affects the water catchment areas. This is because, as I explained earlier, the hydrological cycle, right? it starts from the water. The hydrological cycle is a complex sort. It's a complex. It has complex components in it, including the trees and also the water bodies. So it's a cycle, right? So that means if you cut down the trees, you're going to have less rainfall. And if you have less rainfall, that means you're going to have less amount of water in our water bodies. So definitely, it plays a big role. That means people have to involve themselves in what? In afforestation.
True.
To regrow these trees, because at the end of the day, it's going to affect the water catchment. And yet we see that water is life.
Yeah,
once you mess with water, you're messing with it.
Yes, water is life. And given the high heat waves that are happening, we are seeing a lot of our glaciers being drained away. If you are to go to Kilimanjaro right now, because of the high heat waves, our glaciers are melting away, and that's increasing on the sea levels.
Yes.
So is it a good thing to have high water sea levels, or is it a disadvantage or a problem? So that question is going to be answered when we come back from our short commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers from the other side, this is the Environmental Dialogue brought to you by UCTV, and part of my panel is a very incredible team that are well versed and knowledgeable about these topics. So catch you after this very short commercial break. See you.
UCTV, good news for all. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan of up to 50 million shillings for a solar-powered irrigation system on your farm. Enjoy a grace period tailored to your cash flows, and loan offer amounts from 100,000 up to 50 million Uganda shillings with flexible loan periods up to 60 months. Apply for a Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan through our branches, agents, and enjoy a fixed interest rate of just 1.7% per month. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan today and watch your farming dreams come to life. Visit any of our nearest branch today or call our toll-free line 0800 200 555 or 0800 335 344.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
Support the Uganda Catholic Television with MTN Momo. Step 1. Dial *165*3#. Step 2. Enter merchant code 180572. Step 3. Enter any amount from 500 Uganda shillings. Step 4. Pay using MTN mobile money. Step 5. Enter PIN code and send. Step 6. You will receive a confirmation text for supporting the Uganda Catholic Television.
Ronaldo down in the area, penalty!
Don't miss the sports link on UCTV. Catch us every Monday to Friday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. as we take you into the thrilling world of sports in football.
And Messi! Thuram! Mbappe!
Saka shoot, deflects in, Arsenal have the lead!
Netball,
Nasanga taking the shot. Look at that exceptional steal.
motorsports, boxing, swimming and much more. UCTV Sports Link with Samgenza Mustafa. Only on UCTV. Good news for all.
Tiene que soñar.
Hello and welcome to UCTV. Welcome to Connect with Mary.
You're the Alpha and the Omega.
The Catholic Television. I'm Sunday Gloria Aboch with UCTV News.
We need people to pay for content.
Bernardo Silva, Matheus Nunes, and Haaland!
Swings it across to Christie.
UCTV, good news for all.
Oh, Susanna. Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Rixel. Whenever it turns your lunchtime, we keep your vibes spiced always with your number one lunch show. No, I don't see it often. We entertain. I'm so insecure. Educate, interact, inform, and hold random interviews every Monday to Friday from 1:45 to 3 p.m. only on UCTV with me, your host, Rixel, the lunch vibe. Keep your vibe spiced always.
We are sister counselors. We are here to share with you about a number of topics, issues concerning human life.
We have groups, can have a group of children, a group of youth, families.
We also offer workshops to a variety of group of people. We go to schools, we go to parishes, to sisters' congregations.
Every Monday, Saturday and Sunday.
Children, how are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you being punished for nothing?
The elderly, are you feeling challenged in the world? Are you rejected?
Husband and wife, don't miss.
UCTV, good news for all.
Welcome back from that very short commercial break. This is the Environmental Dialogue, of course, presented to you by me, your host, Patience Alaso. I am very passionate about climate change, climate action, and what I can do as a youth to impact my community and environment, and so do my lovely panelists. Okay, so before we went to the commercial break, we were tasked with understanding whether the increasing sea level or the rising in water within our sea level is a good thing or a bad thing, given the level at which our glaciers are melting away. So, Desire, do you mind sharing on that aspect?
Looking at those glaciers, especially on Mount Kilimanjaro, it is something that is disturbing, because we Christians believe that there is always a reason for everything, and we are looking at the purpose of those glaciers. So why are we raving? Why are we fronting things that are going to be, things that are going to remove those glaciers, that are going to melt those glaciers at a very fast pace, at a pace they wouldn't have melted? So we are looking at a balanced situation. That is, in short, equity. We balance those things. If because in society we have development, right?
Yes.
So when we're developing, there's some things that we cannot avoid, and once we're not avoiding those things, we need to provide sustainable ideas which we can use to really balance these items. If it is maybe doing deforestation, the moment we say no, if you cut one tree, plant 10. That is sustainable, because we know that when one tree is cut, 10 more are going to be done. So, and we also put a drug, or we also put a cut. The government, now this is where the various stakeholders come in. Now we have the government. The government can say no. For you to cut down trees, the moment you cut down 10 trees, that means in quick calculation, those are 100 trees planted. We'll give you a recess time. We shall give you a period of time that you are not going to do what? To cut down trees again. So I think that we have all it takes to really embark on this journey of equity. We balance what we found there And as we are ensuring development on our part, we also maintain that balanced with that balanced kind of thing with the environment, with what we really found there. Yes.
True. Actually, to add on his point, for the glaciers, these are freshwater sources, right? Yes. This is fresh water, and we know that we only have 4% of freshwater bodies. So, if they melt at a faster rate, that's going to affect us in the future, because these glaciers are reserves. So if they melt at a faster rate, that means at one point in the future we'll reach a point whereby we'll have limited water supply sources, freshwater sources. And also there is disruption of ecosystems when the glaciers melt very fast, because there are some species which survive inside the glaciers environment, that cold environment, right? So if they melt very fast, that means we are going to disrupt the ecosystem, and also, as he said, we need a balanced approach.
Yes. So you have talked about fresh water, and I'd like to see and understand within these water catchment areas, how is the quality of water monitored?
When you're looking at the quality of water being monitored, we are seeing various stakeholders coming into this, such as NEMA in Uganda. Now, when you look at NEMA, it is attributed to doing what? To being primarily the organization that is responsible for catering, for managing the environment. So when we're looking at the quality, we're looking at most of these waterlogged areas that we do have in let's say in our societies. We're looking at, we may observe the quality in near to rich areas. But how about the far to rich areas? Areas that are being considered neglected. We have areas that are being neglected. We are seeing these organizations, the various stakeholders, coming in to really ensure quality. We've seen the evictions by NEMA in the Kampala wetlands. It was a good attribute, but it came at a time when these people were claiming to have overstayed for about 15 to 20 years. So we're like, no, what are these stakeholders doing? It means there is a lag, there is a hole in ensuring quality of these wetland areas. Yes.
Exactly. And I think when it comes to this, the direct body in charge is the Ministry of Water and Environment, and I'd like to know what policies have been put on ground to ensure the quality of the water, to mitigate or manage the water supply within these catchment areas, and also how are they ensuring sustainability of the same?
I think the Ministry of Water and Environment has incorporated, it has put up policies, the policies exist, but the only problem is the consistency, and also the fact that people don't understand these policies, right? So if people don't understand these policies, that means they may think the ministry is not doing things, but yet it's actually doing something, right? And also it has also encouraged the concept of integrated water resources management, like using our resources efficiently and effectively, knowing that we have less fresh water sources, so we have to use them very well so that we can have a sustainable future, sustainable water supply in the future, right? Yeah. So basically we have to conserve our water resources, like in the different uses, agriculture, industries, like use it well, not like wasting it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So Ministry of Water and Environment has put up policies which are there, and it actually has water sampling points on Lake Victoria. It monitors water quality. Yeah, it does a lot of things. It also actually, in the treatment plant, it has water standards that they follow to ensure that people have clean drinking water. Yes.
Okay.
Well, moving on from him elaborating more, we have looked at various stakeholders, that is Ministry of Water and Environment. We are looking at NEMA. Then we have also, if you're talking about clean and fresh water, we have the Bureau standards. So if you're looking at it, we maintain that we are looking at an organization that is primarily or actually responsible for the standard of the kind of water and every other thing that we do. So it ensures, it also brings about the question, are these organizations acting alone, or they're acting as one in ensuring that yes, we're protecting wetlands, we are ensuring quality of the water in those wetlands, and we are actually getting clean, affordable and fresh water to the people in society. So once we're looking at that, but let us not leave it primarily to those organizations. I believe that in this collective effort, it is from an individual. It is stemming. You know, they say charity begins at home.
True.
So it should really come from you as a person. You come up, and then as you're ensuring that protection, as you're protecting, because we individuals benefit from wetlands, because we're looking at these traditional people using traditional methods to make papyrus reeds, to get papyrus reeds from, let's say, waterlogged areas like swamps, and they're making mats, and through these they're actually getting income for their livelihood, for their improved livelihood. So I think it is a collective effort from the individual to the community, and then that is when you know, the various stakeholders come in, such as the ministry, NEMA, and UNBS. Yes.
Yes. Wow. It is an interlocked kind of sphere, because each individual has a role to play. You as well, who is viewing us right now, you have a role to play, and that brings me to how the community is being engaged when it comes to the protection and preservation of these water catchment areas, because we see a lot of activities happening around the water catchment areas. There's a lot of fishing happening, a lot of you know, water management is really crucial, because we see a lot of people dumping different kinds of waste within these different water catchment areas, thus affecting the quality of water that is in there and is going to be gotten from there. So how do you think the communities are being engaged to ensure that these water catchment areas are protected and preserved?
Well, when you talk about engagement of our communities, I feel that our communities are being engaged.
Okay.
But more efforts are needed, because information is relayed to the community. It is relayed to the community. Sorry, it is relayed. Now, if it is relayed, but through the various communication tools that are used, let's say we have TVs, we have radio stations, and maybe newspapers. But we look at a section of people down in those areas, no one is going to read the newspaper.
Okay.
You know, and those who read the newspaper, they're looking at some certain sections in the newspaper.
For example?
For example, let's say sports,
okay,
entertainment, someone had a concert. Well, let's look at the photos, you know. So that is what grasps the attention of the community members, other than this tending to be boring information that is basically essential to us, that is bringing wisdom, that is bringing knowledge in regards to this wetlands. So I feel like, no, the community is being engaged, but there is something that is lacking.
Yeah.
There is something that is lacking as we are putting forward this information to the community members.
Yes.
We should spice it up.
Spice it up.
I feel we should spice it up.
True.
If people can make concerts, you know, from songs, let us, you know, make use of these artists. You know, these artists who are
participate in the environment.
These are people we can integrate, you know, coming forward and you know, make songs, attract people's attention, and you know, make songs from information relating to wetlands. So I feel like there is more that is needed, and there are more spices that should be, you know, added to the flavor So with this, the community will really get the information that is.
Just to add to his point also, that there's a lot of work is needed in education and awareness, like teaching these people the importance of protecting the water resources and the water catchments. Because if people know the importance of protecting it, then they will protect it, right? Yeah. So just also to add on his point about the musicians and artists, they, like as many of them are looking at the current trends, making songs out of the trending things, let them also incorporate some environment lyrics. Lyrics. But I hope people can enjoy them. But
exactly.
That's talent. That means they have to think of something so that people can enjoy the environment lyrics.
Yes, I believe a Shiba fan would be there, and they're allowed to hear Shiba talk about water catchment or the environment. Waiki Bender, Spice Diana. These are the views of the youth, and I believe as someone who is watching us from there, you definitely need to give your contribution. So you can share with us as we are wrapping up the show. I'd like to get a few remarks from you as we are winding up and closing on the show. To summarize it, what do you think is relevant to preserving and protecting our water catchment areas?
So I really think that when we're looking at it, to wrap it all, to cut short, musicians like Eddie Kenzo, we're looking at an ambassador to the, presidential advisor to the president on creatives. They can create something out of the environment. They bring up that environment through their organizations. So meanwhile, to wrap it up, I think that the government and other stakeholders, starting from the individual to the non-government organizations, the government entities, should come together as one, and then relay information to those who may not be in the know by telling them about the effects of wetland degradation, the methods of conserving wetlands or water catchment areas, and maybe the importances of water catchment areas to the environment, to the individual, and to the country at large, not forgetting its economy. Meanwhile, we have a youth debate championship that is, bringing up schools, children, youths to come up and really talk about issues that are in connection to the environment, in connection to climate change, and we shall see diverse knowledge being shared, because they say when two heads are together, more information is got. We invite you in May, Chambogo College, for the national competition. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye.
Thank you. Over to you, Queen Latifah.
Okay, to summarize it, I would like to encourage the government to collaborate with the private sector, because if the government collaborates with the public government, right? If it collaborates with the private sector, a lot can be accomplished. It should work with the local councils from the lower level, right? The LC ones, to interest them, because if interest the leaders, that means that the people they are leading will also be interested. So that means they have to work a lot with the communities, the NGOs, the local councils, so that they encourage their people to adopt sustainable practices and protect their water catchments.
Exactly. So there you have it, our lovely viewers. That's been an amazing segment. Thank you, my dear panelists. We have been digging deeper into really understanding the importance of our water catchment areas, and that is what you can do about it. Water is life, as we all say, and water is a driver of nature. So nothing around you can be preserved without the preservation of water and our water catchment areas. So the rest is swift, and we are calling upon you to follow us always, because we have amazing segments and sessions for you regarding the environment and of course our climate. So catch us every Wednesday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. during the environmental dialogue, and I promise you the time won't be wasted. Thank you.
UCTV. Good news for all.